So, with the absolute DC universe on its way in a few months, and I've kind of done a few videos talking about it and my interest, even though I have some hesitation about it. A, because some of the creative teams and some of the directions are like, well, at least it's alternate universe. And B, the DC lines, the new DC lines get dropped harder than a sack of bricks. So, yeah, I do have some concerns, but it's more of how long is DC going to have faith in this until they drop it. That's kind of the running thing with this. Anyway, but it does also mean that we could get new creative teams for certain characters. So I'm going to do this video talking about writers I would love to see with the characters and what new fresh takes they could do with said characters. As always, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these. Yeah, just comment below, let me know. And other than that, let's get started with the video. First off, I did mention that it did look like that Tom Taylor was going to be involved in some capacity. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get involved in Absolute DC in one way or another. So I do think he will be in the Absolute line. But as to which character, I don't know what character he would probably write. I will say that the character I would like to see, just because I would like to see how he would do this character, I would like to see him do Absolute Shazam. I think that it'd be kind of cool to see Tom Taylor kind of dip his toes into magic-based characters, and I would love to see his take on Billy Batson, as well as this new era, and also maybe use Absolute Shazam as a way to bring in this universe's version of magic, using Shazam as magic in some way. But also, don't make Billy a moody kid. I know Tom Taylor probably wouldn't do that, but it just goes on saying, don't make him some moody asshole. I don't need that for Billy Batson. Okay. I mean, you can make him with some troubles, but at least make him a kid with a good heart. Jesus, it's not that, don't make him like a kid from Stranger Things, is what I'm saying. Anyway, so there you go. Tom Taylor on an Absolute Shazam book. Now let's talk about Tom King. And again, I know some people are already retching at the thought of it, because I know Tom King can be very polarizing as a writer. But again, I always stress that I've been a fan of his work, but I will admit that he does have some hiccups. Obviously, the second half of his Batman run, which again, I don't fully blame on him with the whole Batman Catwoman thing, because he even said it wasn't meant to be blown up. DC just blew it up as a big thing. It wasn't meant to be a big thing. But I also do stress that that second half post the wedding is awful, is pretty awful as a run. So I think he works better, and again, his Wonder Woman, the first volume of the trade, though, I will say this, the first volume of his Wonder Woman run is fantastic, and I can't wait for volume 2. So, for what character I would love to see him play with, I would like to see Tom King do The Question. I would like to see Tom King's Absolute Question, but depending on how popular that character is, he does have some popularity. A secondary one would be Absolute, and this would be a wild one. This, I think, either Question or another Charlton Comics character. Absolute Captain Atom. He has, with his Wonder Woman book, Tom King has been saying a lot of stuff about the U.S. government and how it operates, and a great way to do that is a character who is, very, deep gung-ho in the government, and someone who's, again, Captain Atom is the basis for Dr. Manhattan, so really bring out that kind of level of character with him, and I think Tom King would be really cool at it. He's really good at bringing new life to some fun characters and basically ripping your heart out at the same time. So my pick for him would be either Absolute Question, because I think he'd do a great story, some great conspiracy theory stories with it. Look at his stuff with Grayson. And cool spy stuff with that, and again, conspiracy theories, so I think that'd be cool. Or Absolute Captain Atom. The more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, Tom King on a Captain Atom book, especially this type of universe. Fuck yeah, I'm down for that. Let's do that. So next up on this list would be, who else? Who else did I have? I would like to see. As for other like writers, I'd love to see Gale get some love. I know she's over at Marvel now, but I don't think she she did an exclusivity contract, so I think she can still write at DC. So the ones I would like to see Gail Simone write is Absolute Suicide Squad. I think it would be a great send up to Secret Six, one of the best DC comics ever. Don't fight me on that; it's true. Yeah, so I would love to see her do like Absolute Suicide Squad, as she has some great tone with dark comedy, as well as like she's done like a few political thrillers of her own. So Gail Simone on a Suicide Squad book would be really cool. So Absolute Suicide Squad, I'm giving it to Gail Simone. For other writers, I am gonna say next one that I'm gonna pick for character and writer. Again, this is another guy who hasn't done an exclusivity one, not to my knowledge. But I would love to see Philip Kennedy Johnson, who did do an Action Comics run. He did do one of my favorite Superman stories of recent years, the Warworld saga. And he's also been writing Alien. He's currently writing Incredible Hulk. Again, I don't think he's done an exclusivity contract with Marvel, and I think he does still do stuff with DC. But my pick for an absolute title I would love to see him do is, I would really, and this is going to sound, it might sound a little odd, I kind of want to see like an absolute version of, I would have said, Martian Manhunter, but Dennis Camp is doing that. So my pick is Absolute Hawkman. I think you could do some interesting, like, he's really good at doing horror books as well as science fiction. So maybe talk about like how he could do like an Absolute Hawkman book is probably like talk about the like existential dread you would have if you found out you were like reincarnated and every time you die like you're just a slave to fate. Like kind of talk about like the existential dread of it all. So Philip Kennedy Johnson doing a Absolute Hawkman book, and by extension Hawkgirl as well, or Hawkwoman, excuse me. For others I would like to see well, Jeff Johns is off doing his own thing, so I don't care. Yeah, there is a few writers that I, if Jed MacKay wasn't working at if he wasn't doing like I think he is doing exclusively at Marvel, but I would love to see if he could. I'd kind of want to see, Jed MacKay do the question book, an absolute question book. That, yeah, Jed MacKay would be cool, but I think he's exclusively working at Marvel. So those are just a few picks right there for writers and characters, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what writers would you like to see take on certain characters in this new Absolute line from DC Comics? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.